Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. And just want to warmly welcome wherever you are tuning in from around the world. I want to warmly welcome you and thank you for tuning in. And of course, if you can smash that like button, that helps get this content out to more people, helps support the channel. Really appreciate that. Love all the comments and questions. I get back to those as soon as I'm able to. And of course, click that subscribe if you want to join our ever-growing community. We'd love to have you here on the journey in crypto and in stocks as well. For those of you who trade stocks, I do have stocks on my cheat sheet, which is, I have great links in the description below. One of those is my cheat sheet giving entry and sell levels on there and a bunch of other resources. Also the Stocks with Josh Discord. I'm in there daily on that channel, in the crypto channel, the absolute best community. So you can join up. There's a couple of links below there, plans there. So check that out as well. Okay, we're going to jump into the news. And it's a fairly short news cycle today. And we're going to start off with some news coming as far as when the news does actually load, but the bullish divergence at the bottom, bearish divergence at the top. We're so damn close to altcoin season, just a little more patience and we'll see fireworks. And certainly we will look at the Bitcoin dominance at the conclusion of this news when we look at the charts, but certainly we are coming to a point where there has to be a breakdown or breakup. And obviously, it's a bearish pattern. I do see that it will break to the downside there with Bitcoin dominance, but keep an eye on that on your charts. Also, is history going to repeat itself? Well, we certainly hope that it will, because there's life-changing money is printed within 6 months from October to March. And this person is certainly bullish on render in particular, but we'd love to see that there would be some continuation of October through to March would be absolutely fantastic. Seeing we've had such a long stretch of coins have been really down over, probably since around March, April. So it's been a bit of a long haul. Certainly there's money to be made in between that time, but certainly overall it's been a little bit of a tough period of accumulation for altcoins, and also for Bitcoin seems to have been more down than up over that period of time. Also, the pure multiple is something that I don't really keep track of on a consistent daily basis, but it's something that I know of and I look at from time to time. I call it here, this is your second best chance after 2022 to reaccumulate before the next wave starts. Bitcoin is where it was in 2012, 2016, and 2020. Even if it doesn't feel like it, I think we've seen some incredibly exciting, I think we'll have some incredibly exciting months. And so you can see here, we've got the reaccumulation, we've got the bottom, reaccumulation, the bottom, reaccumulation, here, bottom, reaccumulation. I've been saying all along on these videos and in the Discord that we're in the reaccumulation phase, and that's exactly what I've been doing, is continuing to reaccumulate. And that's why I have my cheat sheet with levels to buy and levels to sell. Both, I've got a swing trade for more short-term buy and sells, in and outs. And I've also have my model position, which is more for long-term, so making the buys and then selling as the prices get much higher up. Of course, you can use the swing trade prices for hodling as well. Certainly there are some good entries and some good exits that have proven already to be big winners and make people money along the way. However, we also have the SOPR. The long-term holder tracks Bitcoin transactions by those who've held over 155 days. The value above 1 means profit. Below 1 signals a loss. With Bitcoin's recent price drop, we're right at 1. We're right at break even. If it dips further, panic selling could erupt, possibly setting the stage for a rebound. And if we have a look at that here, certainly we are seeing the Bitcoin long-term holder is right at break even right now. And that also brings us to the title of this video, see you at 40K. And really, what does this mean here? And what I will say with this is that yearly open. Now, Bitcoin generally during a cycle will retest the yearly open. It hasn't done that yet. Where is the yearly open? The yearly open is at 42, around 42,000, 42,500, okay? And so as we can see, there is the yearly open down here. Now, does it need to come down? Does history need to repeat? No. Look, Bitcoin made a new all-time high before the halving, okay? And so it broke history there. And generally speaking, in the 4-year cycle, we have played along as it has played out, which is accumulation range, can get fairly dumpy. September can be historically a little rough, although last September last year, it was green, which was a bit of a surprise. There was a bit of a dump during the month, and then we finished at 6%. So the question we need to ask ourselves is this: will history repeat? Will we come down to here? Is there a major dump coming in the month of September that is going to bring Bitcoin down to its yearly open? Now, keep in mind that Bitcoin historically has had at least 40% dumps in every other cycle, not this one so far. And a 40% dump, guess where that's going to take us? It's going to take us down to around the $42,000 level. So that would be my line in the sand. Certainly, I've been talking about the 45 to 47K level. We could definitely wick down. And I'm telling you now, if we come down and hit 42, it's going to likely be a wick down to that level. There is going to be a lot of buy orders set there. So certainly, this is not to bring fear to anybody. This is just historical facts. I want to give you balance. I want to show you metrics and indicators and environments where history has done this or that, and I want to be fair and do it for both the bullish and the bearish kind of point of view. So keep that in mind and make sure that you're not risking more than you can afford to lose. And keep in mind this, that just remember, people weren't ready for the Bitcoin move up because historically it never happened before, and it happened, and a lot of people missed out on the pre-halving gains where Bitcoin jumped up. Let's not also be panic sellers either, where we think, oh, now it's going to come down to 42. It might not. It might not. We might have already seen the bottom here at around 48K or whatever when we've had that dump down. We may not. And so I think it's important just to have perspective. You don't want to be someone who panic sells and then we never see that happen. September ends up being fairly bullish, and then we just take off, and you end up having to buy back at higher prices. I think balance is important. I don't intend it selling off. All I'm doing is rotating weaker tokens into stronger tokens. I've been sharing that on the Discord. I've been sharing that in this channel as well on a regular basis. Okay, so Binance and Coinbase. It's so funny, really, how Binance Bitcoin pretty flat right now. Binance has been selling every time the Bitcoin retests the 200 EMA on the daily. Listen, I've told you over and over and over again on this channel how important the 200 EMA on the daily is. Some people ask me, what is the big deal about the 200 EMA? You know it's important because Binance are pushing price below the 200 on EMA on the daily. And of course, Coinbase is buying. Why is Coinbase buying? Because it has a lot of the ETF and a lot of the OTC buys that the ETF makes, over-the-counter buys, are coming from, obviously, Coinbase. So certainly we have right now, funnily enough, Binance has $6 million sell order at 60,000, pretty much right at the 200 EMA. So even though this was posted just yesterday here, Binance is just setting up again to push price below the 200 EMA on the daily, okay? So again, this is good reaccumulation. I think for September, I'm looking to dollar cost averages, not financial advice. I'm not financial advisor. This is for education and entertainment purposes only, as I always say. Are you not entertained? If you've seen the movie Gladiator, you know exactly what I am talking about. Give me a shout out if you're a Gladiator fan. That movie was pretty epic. Okay, so there's some balance there. So short term, there could be some bearish downside, and we could see some pretty heavy. I mean, 58, 59 down to 42. That's a pretty big flush. Okay, so that would be pretty severe, but certainly still long-term bullish for the crypto market to take off at some point. But how much pain are we going to see before then is the question. Now, certainly, as we talk about some altcoins, Casper has been one of the best performing altcoins in this entire bull market. And could this altcoin be the new Solana? Casper right now is, with Bitcoin closest to an all-time high, Casper now is the number one spot in all of crypto. So you can see here that Casper holds the number one spot, being closest to the all-time high there. Certainly very bullish on Casper. It's part of my top 6 project. And I don't just hold those top 6 coins, by the way. I hold other coins, but certainly those are the top 6 that I have been heavily accumulating during this accumulation phase. Now, a coin that has not been doing so well is Ethereum, unfortunately. And Ethereum, by the way, already breached its yearly open. And I'll actually go through some of the coins that have breached the yearly open already. It certainly doesn't mean that altcoins will. I'm just saying that Bitcoin historically has. For old Ethereum, though, no major outflows, no major inflows. Flows have dwindled down to virtually zero, and it's only been 1 month since the launch of the ETF. So really, really frustrating for a lot of ETH holders. This is why I took my ETH hodl position and moved that into other stronger coins, the 6 coins that I've identified there. And so far, that has been a fantastic trade. And certainly for Ethereum holders, I know it's been frustrating. I still do hold Ethereum ETF and an Ethereum swing trade position. I'm still hanging on for hope. Now, I don't want to sound alarmist or anything, but a 48% drop in Ethereum after the Bitcoin halving without ever breaking last cycle's all-time high, that's generally a death sentence there. So that's historically not good there for Ethereum. Certainly some alarm bells. Could we see Ethereum dominance continue to drop? And look, I do think Ethereum can have a run in the cycle. I do think we can have a 5x. The Ethereum Foundation needs to stop selling. Vitalik Buterin needs to stop selling. And they need to stop minting new Ethereum tokens where the supply, on average, has been added 60,000 extra Ethereum tokens every month, I think, for the last, what has it been, 3, 4, 5, 6 months or something. Absolutely ridiculous. So at that point, Ethereum becomes very inflationary and the price gets suppressed and diluted heavily. Okay. All right. Well, let's look at some charts here. And so we're going to jump into Bitcoin dominance to start with here. As you can see, we are in this ascending wedge, very bearish check pattern here. I would expect a breakdown all the way to the 200 simple moving average on the weekly down there, which is sitting at around 49%. And then we would see some kind of epic alt season unveil if that happens there. So I'm expecting a heavy breakdown there. Certainly for Bitcoin, if we are about the same as yesterday, we're under the 200. We have sell orders from Binance at 60. There's liquidations at 66,000, a heavy amount of liquidations. There's more liquidations at 62,500 as well. So there's liquidations around here. So we could see price jump a bit, but I just see a lot of chop around this 200 EMA on the daily. We have a push to the upside, but a push to the downside there. But overall, generally been anytime we've been under the 200 EMA on the daily, it's been a good opportunity to accumulate. Now, of course, if we were to move down to these lower levels here, we've got the 51,500, we've got 54,000 to 56. There's a lot of longs that would get liquidated if we go down there. At the end of the day, shorts would get liquidated at $66,000. These are people that have borrowed money and bet that the price would go up and will lose their money if price reaches the $66,000 level. So to the upside, I'm looking at 62,500 and 66. Certainly there can be resistance here at 64 at this trend line. We saw resistance here, right here, and we saw it break down through here as well. So 62.5 and 66. We break 66 and we're going to 69.70 in my opinion. We're a whole bunch more short liquidations are. And then certainly to the downside, we're holding this 58 level. There's that bearish engulfing candle on the weekly. So we really need to be careful here that we don't, we need to break below here. Certainly, we would not want to close below $58,000 there. So this is important that there is a monthly close coming up, a weekly close. The monthly close, obviously, but the weekly close is tomorrow, and so we really want to see this level held on Bitcoin here. But if we were to come down low, there's a fib level at 55, so that 54 to 56. And then obviously to come down any lower than that, we've got that 51,500 level, which I identified numerous times. But certainly if history does repeat, coming down to this $42,000 level, it would be a pretty severe drop. And obviously there would be a lot of pain, a lot of people exiting the markets. Certainly I'm hoping that we don't see that, but certainly if it does, it wouldn't be something that it hasn't done before. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to wrap it up there. I did say that I was going to give some of the coins that have either hit their low of the year, the yearly open. Certainly Ethereum has already done that, and it could do it again. It's down around 2200, the yearly open. Certainly Chainlink is below its yearly open, well below. That's how bearish Link is. I saw someone post about Link as undervalued. Yeah, but the problem is I don't think it's undervalued at all. I think it's great utility, but I just can't get behind where you've got a massive amount of supply that's not in circulation that can be dumped into the market. I'm not on board with that for Chainlink. And then certainly Solana is very close, about $101 is where the yearly open is for Solana. For Sui, it is currently right on the yearly. The yearly open is sitting at around, I think it's around 75 cents or whatever. So it's just above the yearly open. It's already tagged it in this bull run as well. And then we have Casper is well above its yearly open. The yearly open is down around 11 cents. And then some of the other coins here, Avalanche is well below its yearly open, which was around about 30 something, 40, almost $40 there, but just around 38, 39. Injective is well below its yearly open which was around 36. And here we have Toncoin is well above the yearly open. The yearly open is down around $2.30. And so Toncoin does present a risk, because if the Telegram app does get shut down, certainly we know that the founder was taken into custody, is released on bail. Certainly that could spell some really dire times for Toncoin. I did sell all of my Toncoin holdings and rolled that into my Magnificent Six, as I'm calling, I guess, certainly there. And then we have Tron, which is well above. It's down 11 cents, which is yearly open. And we have Mantra, which is way above its yearly open. Its yearly open was at 5 cents. And so it would be fairly catastrophic if we saw that come down to its yearly open. And then Ondo's yearly open is all the way down at 8 cents. So again, I'm not sure we see Ondo come down to 8 cents or OM Mantra pull back. I think it's about 90 something cents all the way down to 5 cents. I'm not sure that we see that happen. Okay. Well, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you again for tuning in. And until the next show, happy trading.